Have you ever felt a little foggy-headed in the afternoon, or noticed that your energy seems to dip more than it used to? Maybe you've even brushed it off as just another part of getting older. But what if I told you that something as simple as drinking enough water could make a world of difference? You see, as we age, our bodies don't always send us the same clear signals they once did. Thirst isn't as obvious, and sometimes, we might not even realize we're dehydrated until it starts affecting how we feel. And that's why so many seniors aren't drinking enough water, not because they don't want to, but because they don't realize they need to. Today, we're going to talk about the 5 key signs that you might be dehydrated, some of which might surprise you, and more importantly, how to fix it. Because staying properly hydrated isn't just about quenching thirst. It's about keeping your energy up, your mind sharp, and your body feeling its best. The hidden link between fatigue and dehydration. Why water might be your best energy booster. Have you ever had one of those days where you wake up feeling reasonably rested, go about your morning routine without overexerting yourself, yet by lunchtime you're already fighting the urge to take a nap? That midday slump can feel frustrating, especially when there's no clear reason for it. You might blame aging, stress, or poor sleep, but what if I told you the solution could be as simple as drinking a glass of water? Let me explain why dehydration is such a common yet overlooked cause of fatigue, particularly for those of us over 60. As we age, our bodies undergo subtle changes that make us more susceptible to dehydration without even realizing it. The thirst mechanism becomes less sensitive, meaning we might not feel thirsty until we're significantly dehydrated. At the same time, our body's water composition decreases, and our kidneys become less efficient at conserving fluid. When we don't drink enough water, some fascinating physiological changes occur that directly impact our energy levels. First, our blood volume decreases slightly, making our blood thicker and more viscous. Imagine trying to pump maple syrup through a hose instead of water. That's essentially what your heart has to work with when you're dehydrated. Your heart has to pump harder to circulate this thicker blood, which can leave you feeling unusually tired even if you haven't done anything physically demanding. But the effects go beyond just cardiovascular strain. Water is essential for proper cellular function throughout your entire body. Every cell, from your brain neurons to your muscle fibers, relies on adequate hydration to produce energy efficiently. When cells are dehydrated, they can't perform their energy-producing functions optimally, leading to that overall feeling of sluggishness. What's particularly interesting is how dehydration affects your brain. Your brain is about 75% water, and even mild dehydration, as little as 1 to 2% loss of body water, can impair cognitive function. This manifests as mental fatigue, that foggy-headed feeling where it's hard to concentrate or remember things. You might notice it when you're trying to follow a conversation or remember where you put your keys. Now, here's where it gets really fascinating. Many people reach for coffee or sugary snacks when they feel this afternoon slump, which can actually make the problem worse in the long run. Caffeine is a mild diuretic, meaning it can increase fluid loss. And while that sugar rush might give you a temporary boost, it's often followed by an even bigger crash. This creates a vicious cycle. You feel tired due to dehydration. You drink coffee or eat something sweet. This leads to more dehydration. You feel even more tired later. Breaking this cycle is simpler than you might think. The next time you feel that midday fatigue coming on, try this experiment. Drink a full 8-ounce glass of water and wait 15 to 20 minutes. Many people report feeling noticeably more alert and energetic after doing this simple act. Why does this work so well? The water helps thin your blood back to its optimal consistency, reducing strain on your heart. It rehydrates your cells, allowing them to produce energy more efficiently. And it provides your brain with the fluid it needs to function at its best. But prevention is even better than cure. Here are some practical tips to stay ahead of dehydration-related fatigue. Morning hydration. Start your day with a glass of water before coffee or tea. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is naturally somewhat dehydrated. Preemptive sipping. Don't wait until you feel thirsty. Keep a water bottle handy and take small sips throughout the morning. Monitor your urine. Pale yellow urine usually indicates good hydration. Darker urine suggests you need more fluids. Hydrate before meals. Drinking water 20 to 30 minutes before eating can help with digestion and nutrient absorption, which also affects energy levels. Electrolyte balance. Sometimes plain water isn't enough. Adding a pinch of sea salt or eating a banana can help maintain proper electrolyte levels for optimal hydration. It's amazing how such a simple change, drinking enough water, can have such profound effects on how we feel every day. Many of my clients report that after making hydration a priority, they experience more consistent energy throughout the day, better mental clarity, improved mood, fewer afternoon slumps. The best part? Unlike energy drinks or supplements, water is completely natural, has no negative side effects, and is essentially free. It's quite literally the most basic yet powerful health intervention available to us. So the next time you feel that unexplained fatigue creeping in, before you reach for that second cup of coffee or sugary snack, try reaching for a glass of water instead. Your body and your energy levels might thank you more than you expect. Remember, in the journey toward better health and vitality, sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective. And staying properly hydrated is one of those fundamental habits that can make all the difference in how you feel day to day. In our next segment, we'll explore another surprising sign of dehydration that many people mistake for normal aging, but for now, why not pour yourself a refreshing glass of water? Your energy levels might depend on it. The hidden signs of dehydration: dry mouth, bad breath, and aching joints. That persistent dry mouth you've been brushing off as just part of getting older might actually be your body's distress signal for hydration. And that morning stiffness in your joints? It could be crying out for water more than pain relievers. Let's explore these often overlooked signs of dehydration that many seniors mistakenly accept as inevitable parts of aging. The mouth tells the story. Your mouth is actually one of the most sensitive hydration indicators. Saliva is about 99% water, and when dehydration sets in, your salivary glands can't produce enough of this vital fluid. What follows is more than just discomfort, it's a cascade of oral health issues. That parched feeling, you might notice your tongue sticking to the roof of your mouth or difficulty swallowing dry foods. This isn't just annoying, it's your body rationing its limited water supply. Bad breath. Surprise. Without adequate saliva to wash away food particles and bacteria, your mouth becomes a breeding ground for odor-causing microbes. Morning breath that lingers all day or a persistent sour taste could indicate chronic mild dehydration. Lip service. Constantly reaching for lip balm? Chapped lips aren't just from cold weather, they're often a hydration issue. Your skin's outermost layer needs water to stay pliable. The joint connection. Now let's talk about something most people never connect to hydration: those creaky knees and stiff fingers. Your joints contain synovial fluid, a thick liquid that acts as natural shock absorption and lubrication. This fluid is primarily composed of, you guessed it, water. When dehydrated, synovial fluid becomes thicker and less effective. Cartilage, which is 80% water, loses some of its cushioning properties. Muscles are more prone to cramping as electrolyte imbalances occur. This explains why you might feel more stiffness after sitting or sleeping, increased joint discomfort in dry environments, sudden Charlie horses or nighttime leg cramps. Simple solutions that work. For dry mouth, keep a glass of water by your bedside for morning dryness. Try water snacks. Small sips every 15 to 20 minutes rather than gulping large amounts. Add flavor with citrus slices, mint, or cucumber to make drinking more appealing. For joint support, drink water before and after physical activity. Try warm water with lemon in the morning to lubricate joints. Combine hydration with gentle movement to distribute synovial fluid. Why this matters more after 60. As we age, our body's water content decreases naturally. Kidney function declines, making fluid balance harder to maintain. Medications often have dehydrating side effects. We're less likely to feel thirst until severely dehydrated. The good news? These issues are often reversible with consistent hydration. Many clients report significant improvement in mouth comfort and joint mobility within just days of increasing their water intake. Remember, your mouth and joints are like the canaries in the coal mine for hydration. When they start showing symptoms, it's likely your entire body is operating at a water deficit. The solution isn't complicated, but it does require mindfulness. Keep water within reach, listen to these subtle signals, and you might be surprised how many age-related discomforts improve with this one simple change. Now, before we move on to the next signs, I want you to take a moment and think. Have you noticed any of these things in your own life? Maybe it's the afternoon slump, or that dry mouth when you wake up in the morning. Whatever it is, the solution is simpler than you might think. And in just a bit, we'll talk about easy, practical ways to make sure you're getting enough water every single day, without it feeling like a chore. But first, let's talk about 2 more signs of dehydration that are especially important for seniors, because these next ones can really sneak up on you. You know, sometimes the signs of dehydration aren't as obvious as feeling thirsty. In fact, 2 of the biggest red flags are things we often blame on aging, when really, they could just mean we need more water. When your brain thirsts, how dehydration steals your mental clarity. That frustrating moment when you stand in the kitchen wondering why you walked in there isn't just a senior moment. It might be your brain crying out for water. What we often dismiss as normal aging could actually be dehydration quietly impairing your cognitive function. Let's explore why your brain suffers first when fluids run low, and how proper hydration can bring back your mental sharpness. The water-dependent brain. Your brain, though only about 2% of your body weight, consumes 20% of your circulatory resources. This incredible organ is 75% water by volume, dependent on proper hydration to maintain electrical energy for neurons. Extremely sensitive to even mild fluid loss. When dehydration sets in, your brain actually shrinks slightly. Imagine a grape slowly turning into a raisin. This temporary reduction in brain volume affects everything from memory recall to decision-making speed. How dehydration clouds your thinking. The forgetfulness factor. Short-term memory suffers first because the hippocampus, your brain's memory center, is particularly vulnerable to fluid shifts. You might forget names mid-conversation, misplace items more frequently, struggle to follow complex instructions. Attention drain. Dehydration reduces blood flow to the brain, making it harder to maintain focus during conversations, follow plotlines in books or shows, complete multi-step tasks. Mental fatigue. Your neurons have to work harder to communicate when dehydrated, leading to that brain fog, feeling in late afternoon, irritability during mentally demanding tasks, avoidance of complex thinking. Why seniors are especially vulnerable. Several age-related changes make cognitive dehydration effects worse. Natural decline in thirst sensation. Reduced kidney concentration ability. Common use of dehydrating medications. Tendency to drink less to avoid nighttime bathroom trips. The 15-minute mental refresh experiment. Next time you notice mental fog rolling in, drink 8 to 12 ounces of water. Room temperature absorbs fastest. Sit quietly for 15 minutes. Observe if thoughts feel more organized. Word recall improves. Tasks seem less overwhelming. Many people report significant improvement in mental clarity from this simple intervention. The water helps restore optimal blood volume to the brain, replenish cerebrospinal fluid, normalize neurotransmitter production. Beyond plain water, cognitive hydration boosters. For enhanced mental hydration, add a pinch of Himalayan salt to water for better absorption. Try coconut water for natural electrolytes. Eat water-rich fruits like watermelon or oranges. Use a straw. Many people drink more this way. When to be concerned. While hydration helps, persistent confusion warrants medical attention. See your doctor if you experience disorientation in familiar places, inability to recognize family members, complete gaps in memory, not just momentary lapses. Your daily hydration prescription for brain health. To maintain optimal cognitive function. Morning, 16-ounce water upon waking. Midday, 8 ounces every 1 to 2 hours. Evening, slow sips with dinner, taper off 2 hours before bed. Remember, your brain is the most water-hungry organ you have. By keeping it properly hydrated, you're not just quenching thirst, you're preserving your ability to think clearly, remember cherished moments, and fully engage with the world around you. That next glass of water isn't just a drink, it's liquid brain food. The constipation connection, how dehydration slows your digestive engine. That uncomfortable bloated feeling and frustrating irregularity you've been experiencing might not need complicated remedies. The solution could be as simple as drinking more water. What many people don't realize is that dehydration is one of the most common yet overlooked causes of constipation, especially in adults over 60. Let's explore exactly how water keeps your digestive system running smoothly and why this becomes increasingly important as we age. How your digestive system uses water. Your gastrointestinal tract is essentially a long, muscular tube that relies heavily on adequate hydration to function properly. Here's what happens when you drink enough water. Stool softening. Water mixes with fiber in your colon to create soft, bulky stool that's easy to pass. Without sufficient water, stool becomes hard, dry, and compacted, like trying to push a stiff cork through a narrow passage. Peristalsis power. These wave-like muscle contractions that move food through your intestines require proper hydration to function efficiently. Dehydration can slow these contractions by up to 30%, significantly delaying transit time. Digestive juice production. Your stomach and intestines need water to produce the digestive secretions that break down food. Less fluid means thicker, less effective digestive juices. Why seniors are particularly vulnerable. Several age-related changes make constipation from dehydration more likely. Reduced thirst sensation. The body's natural warning system becomes less sensitive. Medication effects. Many common prescriptions, blood pressure meds, diuretics, pain relievers, have dehydrating side effects. Slower metabolism. Natural decrease in digestive efficiency with age. Physical inactivity. Less movement means slower intestinal motility. Diet changes. Tendency to eat less fiber-rich foods. Recognizing dehydration-related constipation. Unlike other forms of constipation, the dehydration variety often shows these telltale signs. Small, hard, pellet-like stools, type 1 on the Bristol stool chart. Feeling of incomplete evacuation. Increased bloating and gas. Straining during bowel movements. Fewer than 3 bowel movements per week. The vicious cycle of dehydration and digestion. Many people unknowingly make their constipation worse by drinking less water to avoid frequent bathroom trips, becoming more constipated as a result, taking laxatives that further dehydrate the body. The cycle repeats and worsens over time. Hydration solutions for better regularity. Morning water ritual. Drink 16 ounces of warm water upon waking. This triggers the gastrocolic reflex, stimulating bowel movements naturally. The fiber-water balance. If increasing fiber intake, which you should, you must increase water proportionally. Fiber without water can actually worsen constipation. Smart sipping throughout the day. Aim for small, frequent sips rather than large amounts at once, better for absorption and less likely to cause urgency. Electrolyte enhancement. Sometimes plain water isn't enough. Adding a pinch of sea salt or drinking mineral water can improve water absorption in the intestines. When water alone isn't enough. While hydration is crucial, other factors may contribute to constipation. Lack of physical activity. Low-fiber diet. Certain medications. Medical conditions like hypothyroidism or diabetes. If increasing water intake doesn't improve regularity within 3 to 5 days, consult your healthcare provider to rule out other causes. Your daily hydration plan for digestive health. Try this simple routine. Morning, 16-ounce warm water with lemon. Mid-morning, 8-ounce water with breakfast. Afternoon, 8 ounces every 1 to 2 hours. Evening, herbal tea with dinner. Throughout, eat water-rich foods, soups, fruits, vegetables. The payoff. Within days of proper hydration, you may notice more comfortable, complete bowel movements, reduced bloating and abdominal discomfort, less straining during elimination, return to regular bathroom schedule. Remember, your digestive system is like a river. It needs adequate water flow to carry everything along smoothly. By giving your body the hydration it needs, you're not just relieving constipation, you're supporting your entire digestive ecosystem for better nutrient absorption and overall health. That next glass of water isn't just a drink, it's nature's best digestive aid. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. I don't like drinking a lot of water because it means more trips to the bathroom. And that's a fair concern, especially if you've noticed that you're already getting up multiple times at night. But here's the thing, when you're chronically dehydrated, your body actually holds onto fluids in strange ways, which can make those bathroom trips more frequent and urgent. Once you start drinking enough water consistently, your body finds its balance, and things often settle down. So, how much water should you be drinking? You've probably heard the old 8 glasses a day rule, but the truth is, everyone's needs are a little different. A good starting point is to take half your body weight, in pounds, and drink that many ounces of water. So, if you weigh 160 pounds, aim for around 80 ounces, about 5 standard water bottles worth. But here's the key, you don't have to gulp it all down at once. In fact, it's better to sip steadily throughout the day. Try keeping a glass or bottle of water nearby, on your kitchen counter, next to your favorite chair, or even by the bed at night. And if you struggle to remember, tie it to habits you already have. Drink a glass when you take your morning pills, another with lunch, and so on. Now, I know plain water isn't always the most exciting thing to drink, especially if you're used to tea, coffee, or soda. But don't worry, there are plenty of ways to make hydration more enjoyable. Herbal teas, for example, count toward your daily intake, and they come in so many comforting flavors. Or try adding a splash of fruit juice to your water for a hint of sweetness without too much sugar. And here's another little secret. Many foods have high water content, too. Cucumbers, watermelon, oranges, and even soups can help keep you hydrated without feeling like you're forcing down glass after glass. But what if you've tried drinking more water and still feel like something's off? Well, that's when we need to talk about electrolytes. Those minerals like sodium and potassium that help your body hold on to the water you drink. Sometimes, especially if you've been sweating or taking certain medications, you might need a little extra boost. A pinch of salt in your water, a banana, or even an electrolyte tablet can make a big difference in how hydrated you feel. Now, I want you to think about how you've been feeling lately. Have any of these signs, fatigue, dry mouth, stiffness, brain fog, or digestion troubles, been part of your day-to-day? If so, try increasing your water intake just a little and see if it helps. And in the next part, we'll talk about some simple, practical tips to make hydration effortless. Because the best health habit is the one you can actually stick to. You know, one of the biggest mistakes we make when it comes to hydration is waiting until we feel thirsty to drink water. By that point, our bodies are already waving a little red flag, telling us we're behind. And as we get older, that thirst signal gets quieter, like a phone notification on silent mode. That's why the best approach is to stay ahead of dehydration, not just react to it. So how do we make drinking enough water effortless? Something that just happens naturally in our day. Let me share a few simple strategies that have worked for so many people just like you. First, try starting your day with water. After a night's sleep, your body is naturally a bit dehydrated. Before you reach for coffee or tea, drink a full glass of water. It kickstarts your system, helps with digestion, and sets the tone for the rest of the day. If plain water first thing in the morning doesn't appeal to you, try it warm with a squeeze of lemon. It's soothing and refreshing at the same time. Another helpful trick is to use a marked water bottle. Find one with measurements on the side or time markers, like drink by 10 a.m. It takes the guesswork out of hydration and lets you track your progress at a glance. Keep it wherever you spend the most time, next to your favorite chair, on your desk, or even in the car when you're running errands. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but if I drink more water, I'll be running to the bathroom all day. Here's the interesting thing. When you first increase your water intake, you will need to go more often. But after a week or so, your body adjusts. Think of it like training a muscle. Your bladder gets better at handling the extra hydration. And if nighttime trips are a concern, try shifting most of your water intake to earlier in the day and tapering off a couple of hours before bed. For those who simply don't enjoy drinking water, let's get creative. Infuse your water with flavor, not with sugary powders, but with real fruits and herbs. A few slices of strawberry and basil, cucumber and mint, or even a cinnamon stick can make water feel like a treat. Herbal teas, hot or iced, are another great option. They hydrate just as well as plain water but come with comforting flavors. And don't forget, your food can hydrate you too. Soups, smoothies, watermelon, cucumbers, oranges, and even yogurt all contribute to your daily water intake. If drinking 8 glasses feels overwhelming, focus on eating more water-rich foods and supplementing with a few glasses of water. Finally, pay attention to when you might need extra hydration. Hot weather, exercise, even gentle walks, and even running the heater in winter can dehydrate you faster. Certain medications, like diuretics or blood pressure pills, can also increase your needs. Listen to your body. If your mouth feels dry, if you're unusually tired, or if your urine is dark, it's time to pour yourself a glass. So let's recap. Don't wait until you're thirsty. Sip water steadily throughout the day. Make it easy with a marked bottle or tying hydration to habits you already have. Flavor it up if plain water doesn't excite you. Eat your water with hydrating foods. Adjust as needed based on weather, activity, and medications. Remember, small changes can make a big difference in how you feel. You don't have to overhaul your life, just add a glass here, a hydrating snack there. Before you know it, you might notice more energy, clearer thinking, and even happier joints. I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these tips? Did you notice a difference in how you feel when you drink more water? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, give the video a like and subscribe for more simple, practical ways to feel your best at any age. Here's to your health, one refreshing sip at a time. Cheers!